Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Sports Academy presentation. I think we've got a few people still waiting to join us, so I'll wait a few moments and then we'll get started. Okay, I think we're good to go. So a very warm welcome to our virtual event here at Haywards Heath College, and thank you very much for joining us. My name's Emma Gardner and I'm a PE teacher and sport teacher. It's lovely to be able to welcome you, albeit virtually. Joining us as well, as soon as he's finished his session before, will be Ben Fryer, who is our Vice Principal, who I'm sure you've seen throughout this evening's virtual events. If you do have any questions during this presentation, please just type them in the Q&A and we shall aim to answer as many as we possibly can as we work through it. Next slide, please. So our Academy of Sport, we are wanting to enhance your sporting performance whilst completing your academic study. So we are at Haywards Heath aiming to provide you with opportunities to play and compete in your chosen sport at a competitive level, either locally or nationally in cup competitions, and hopefully one day internationally through tours and tournaments. All of this alongside your chosen A-level pathway. So that's how we want to enhance your sporting performance. We have designed a student athlete. You will be a student athlete if you decide that being a part of our Academy of Sport is the one for you. So our student athlete epitomises our sports department. They work hard and challenge themselves in the classroom and in their academic studies, all whilst being committed, motivated, competitive when completing both matches and training, making sure that they get the whole package of the academic and the practical sport, making them become that student athlete. So we design our Academy of Sport to make sure that if you choose it, you'll be able to choose from a wide range of academic courses, as well as participating in your first class sports sessions. So you would have seen from our website, you would have seen from virtual events that we have a vast range of academic courses on offer at Haywards Heath. So our aim with the Academy of Sport is to give you that top quality opportunities to perform and train alongside your chosen academic study. Next slide, please. So the aims of our academy. We would like to develop your tactical, technical, and team-based skill sets and develop your sport-specific fitness. And we're going to do this by giving you the opportunity to work with some top coaches. These coaches are going to provide high-class sessions, both sport-specific and fitness-specific, and be catered towards what you would like to achieve. So depending on your individual sport, you will have fitness sessions and team sessions around that. And also your coach will work with you as an individual within that team to make sure that you're achieving the goals that you would like to achieve. Whether it be you're an attacking player, a defensive player, you will work with your coach to develop to be the best player that you can be. We develop your understanding and underpin sports science behind your sport. So linking with our student athlete, we're providing opportunities through workshops, seminars, all from professional athletes, sports science professionals around the technique and nutrition of your sport. These are just some examples. Okay, to really make you aware and understand what it is that you need to have that's going to get the best out of your game. At Haywards Heath, we want to play high-level competitive sport, and we want you to take on every single challenge that is in front of you. So we've got to go through the local ranks in order to get through to the regional league. Okay, and this is an opportunity for you to join our academy and be at the forefront of that, be at the start of it. Give us the reputation that we deserve. We'll, in return, as part of the academy, give and provide you with opportunities to take your sport further. This can include talent pathways, providing opportunities to attend training sessions with professional clubs, amateur clubs, and make sure that we are ensuring you have a passion for the sport that you love and that you've chosen to train in. So that's what our overall aim is. And next slide, please. So these are the sports on offer for academic year 2021-2022. So you will see we've got rugby, basketball, football, and netball. Within this, within football, we are open to both men's and women's football. Similar for basketball, should we have the uptake. These are the sports that we have on offer at the moment. However, later on in the presentation, if you take part in another sport, I will talk to you, or Ben, when he joins us from his other chat meeting, will discuss with you opportunities that are available for you. Next slide, please. So the facilities that we have on offer at Haywards Heath, we have first-class coaches. So for the sports that we just went through, Haywards Heath, we have just recruited a fantastic football coach. His name's Chris Day. He holds a UEFA B coaching qualification and he's working towards his UEFA A. He is an FA talent consultant within football. His credentials are vast. He's worked in the playing futsal, he's worked with women's football and men's football. He is just a fantastic addition to the Haywards Heath Sports Academy. So in light of that, if football is your chosen pathway, you will experience high quality coaching from him. He will have opportunities available that you may not have thought of, maybe for future career pathways. Just an all-round fantastic coach. So we also are on a recruitment drive for the other sports coaches, but we are offering them in-house. So I currently run the netball development, Netball Sports Academy. So we are building up our training fitness and our gameplay, and we're doing work at home at the moment because obviously we're not in college. You can see a picture of our sports hall there. Our strength and conditioning suite was completed and then we all got told that we had to close. So it is sitting there and waiting for us to return. It includes brand new equipment. So it's got assault runners, air bikes, a ski erg machine, squat rack, benches, lots and lots of equipment for you to really get the most out of and develop the fitness and strength required to take part in your sport. It's a fantastic facility and I can't believe it's sitting there empty right now, but we'll be back soon. Next slide, please. So this is an example of what the college timetable would look like should you be a student who has chosen 3 A-levels plus the Sports Academy, or a single applied course and the Sports Academy. You can see that the Sports Academy is in blue. We have an A-level lesson in green, red and yellow. So this is a typical timetable. We're not saying that this is a set in stone timetable. This is typically how your Sports Academy training sessions will fit in with your academic study. So it's that student athlete that we were talking about, combining the two together, working and committing to both. So we've got academy training, usually on a Monday afternoon. So again, you can see that it fits in within your timetable, so you're still finished at the college finish time of 4:05. We then, Tuesdays are lighter mornings, so we would have a strength and conditioning training session that would be organised by your coach. That may be just the attacking players, just the defensive players, it may be a whole team. That would be down to your individual coach and what they want to get out of each session. You would then, on Wednesday afternoons from around 11, Wednesday afternoons are typical of competitive matches. That is when we are usually competing in local leagues, regional competitions, cup rounds. That is the dedicated time for games to take place. So you would need to be aware of that when taking part in the sports academy, that is when your full commitment would be required, because that's when we're going to compete. That's when you're going to make your mark as a Haywards Heath Sports Academy student. Thursday, you can see the time over lunchtime. So again, your coach might decide to bring in an extra session. So that could be a video session, analysing the game from the day before, looking at where you can make improvements, what went really, really well, highlighting key players and key movements. And then on a Friday afternoon, you might have another training session. So all round, okay, students are in classes for about 12 hours a week, and therefore they're expected to fit independent study on top of that. You can see that there's gaps on the timetable. It would mean, as the student athlete, you're using that time to make sure you are as committed to your academic study as you can be, whilst giving yourself the rest and recovery required when taking part in your sport as part of the sports academy. So the timetable is there to work with you and allow you the opportunities to excel both academically and within the sports academy. Next slide, please. So opportunities for wider curriculum experience. So as you are all aware, because we are doing this virtually, our current climate is making travel to events and visiting establishments slightly more challenging. But we have been able to host, and we hope to host more in the future, virtual sessions with sports science professionals. And at the moment, training sessions have become online. The opportunity to attend training camps will be there in the future. And hopefully when we're allowed, we can get as many academy athletes to venture out to other training grounds, experience watching other sports as a team, and just generally broaden the horizon within their sport. So we are hopeful that the climate will allow us to start spreading the wings and travelling further to benefit our sports participation. Next slide, please. So we move on to costs of the academy. So we've gone through what it is that we are expecting from you as part of a student athlete. We're then going to, obviously that is going to incur somewhere along the line a cost. We're fortunate at Haywards Heath at the moment that the only cost you will incur to start with is in relation to the kit that you will be required to wear, both to training and at matches. Kit is really important, and I'll talk to you about it in the next slide. But that at the moment would be the only cost that you would incur. So our facilities at the moment are free to use within your part as of the sports academy. So when you're training within your football team, you will obviously be using our facilities. When using the strength and conditioning suite, this will be used within the sports academy setting. It is something that we are looking at, and I'm sure will develop as the college develops in the number of students that we have, in allowing that strength and conditioning suite to be open for longer periods of the day. But for the moment, you will only be in there for your training sessions with your coaches and in your PE lessons if any of you have chosen to take A-level PE or BTEC sport. And your access to expert coaches, this is free of charge. Okay, so the fantastic work that Chris has done within football, and those of you that have chosen part of the Football Academy, you will benefit hugely from the wealth of experience that he has. Next slide, please. So this is an example of our kit. We have our kit managed by Broadwater Sports. So if you head to their website, which is on our PE page of our website, you can order kit for the season. I am working with Broadwater Sports at the moment to try and do smaller packages for training packages and then a match package. However, these are the packages that are available at the moment. So you can see the cost involved there. The quality of kit is very high, and you will be required to wear it at training and at matches. It's really important that we look the part, that we look professional. We want to uphold the values of Haywards College, and by looking the part and acting the part, we'll be a force to be reckoned with when competing in local and regional leagues. Next slide, please. Has Ben joined us?
I have, Emma. Thank you. I've been listening in. You've been doing a fantastic job. Hello, good evening. Good evening, all. Just take over on this slide. But before I do that, I just wanted to touch base, and you may have said it already, Emma, but just on the facilities, we also have our rugby and our football and our pitch and our training pitch, newly landscape pitch over at Harlands Road, which is literally a 2-minute walk from the college as well. And I know we've talked quite a lot about the football programme, and Chris Day, and I've just been on talking to him today actually in terms of some of the things he's running remotely for our, and as I know Emma does, you know, strength and conditioning sessions, flexibility sessions, core drills, analysis sessions, all those things are happening remotely. But for those other sports as well, sort of the rugby have been going down and training with Worthing College, which is a fantastic standard of rugby there with their coach Ben, and likewise with the basketball, we've had their coaches come up here and do sessions up here for us. So while we're at our infancy, I think if you have a look at Worthing College, which is our kind of sister college, we are very much moving in that direction with all our sports academies, and it'll give you a real sort of flavour and a taste for it as we grow. And a lot of our resources we share across both the college, and by that I mean not just balls and things. Actually, it's things like the TAS, which I'll tell you about in a second, the coaching provision, the trips provision, the online resources, the sports science lectures. One of the real strengths of being in a group like this is because you get it threefold. You don't just get the stuff that Haywards Heath College provides, but you also get the stuff that Worthing College provides to their students, and the stuff that Chichester College provide for their students. So I think you get a huge amount. TAS, which is the Talented Athlete Scholarship Scheme, is something they're accredited to run at Worthing College, and we very much are part of that process here. It's for those if you're not one of the team sports and you're an individual student, but you could be an individual player in a team sport as well, you can apply to this scheme. It's a Sport England run scheme. It gives students of a very high standard, gives them the opportunity to draw upon sports science support, sports psychology support, training fees, all those kind of other things you need in order to get to that top level. It gives them progression routes, courses, all those other elements. So we're working with Worthing College and Dave Hall there. We really champion that, and that's a really good pathway for those very talented, as you can see there, long distance runners or triathletes or team players who come to us and actually can apply for that as well as an accredited centre. Next slide, please. Alongside that, we are members of the Association of Colleges, and they run a number of national competitions in any normal year. So they run from the team sports, you can see there, netball, to football, to tennis, to triathlon, to badminton, a number of different sporting competitions. So again, it's a pathway there for those who are really good sportsmen or women, and who don't quite fit into one of our categories for the sports academies. There are opportunities for you to test yourself against the very best in other colleges around the country, and the standard of those competitions is incredibly high. And if you get to those final national championships, it's great. You go and stay somewhere, usually at a really high-end venue, and you do test yourself against the very best in the country. Next slide, please. Emma, back to you.
Thank you. So just a little bit about intervention and expectations we spoke about at the beginning of the presentation. This is just briefly, at Haywards Heath, we do pride ourselves on our level of attendance, positive attitude in all lessons, having respect for others, and showing a general commitment to the life as a Haywards Heath student. We recognise that sometimes things happen and it triggers a response which may lead to a student not reaching a certain expectation. But We have a really positive tutor team, support team, and subject staff who are there to support you and help you back to full academic fitness. So if it's all becoming too much and interventions need to be put in place, there are support teams and staff there to help and support you. We would like you to become our positive students and balance the lifestyle between the academic study and taking part in a sports academy. Next slide, please. So expectations from you, to be a part of a team with the coaching team, the other players in your team, to be available for training sessions and matches, as you saw in your timetable example, it's all built in. So having the commitment there should mean you're available for every training session and match. Working hard, committed, competing for your place on the team, and showing class both when winning or losing. You're representing Havers-Heath College. We want to show that we're going to work hard, we're showing class when we're winning, and we're showing respect to the other team towards that. And if we're losing, we are taking it gracefully and we're working harder in training even next week. And representing our college values, as I've mentioned before, being our perfect student athletes as part of our sports academy. Next slide, please. Okay, questions. There has been a few questions in the Q&A, so I will mention one of those. So more sports in the academy, such as athletics and cricket, due to the time frame which those sports take place and the season that they run on, we, for the most part, are not in college during these times. So as much as we would love to run a cricket and athletics academy, due to the timing, so with exam season and then the summer holidays when competitions would be taking place, we are unable to run an academy at that particular time. However, we would like to provide some form of extracurricular in those lessons and maybe do an in-house competition or find local teams and try and squeeze them in before we end for our college year. Financial support for the academy costs. So this is available through, on the college website, there is some information as to how you can apply for extra funding to go towards kits. So there's lots of information on there. Ben, I don't know if you want to add anything about that.
Not particularly, Emma. I just wonder if you want to go through some of these FAQs, turn through some of those other elements.
Yep. So timetable we discussed. In terms of applying on the to be a part of the Sports Academy, you would put that on your enrolment form alongside the subjects that you have chosen to study from an academic perspective. You could also add it if it's something that you haven't already added and you would like to. I know the course guidance meetings are taking place at the moment. It is something that whoever your meeting is with, they will be able to add it in for you. Do you have to study sport? No, but as a biased PE teacher, it would be fantastic if you did. But no, you don't. We cover, as I said, we have a lot of academic subjects available to study at Havers-Heath. So it is something that if you have a passion and you are competing particularly at a high level within your sport, but you don't necessarily want to study it, it is an opportunity that we have available to you.
And can I just pick up the next one, which is a trial process? What does it look like? Yeah, absolutely, there is a trial process for this. And I suppose the first stepping stone for that is at your course guidance meeting, which once you apply, you'll have an opportunity to speak with someone, and you should indicate to them actually you're interested in the academy and which one. As part of that process, you're then invited to a trials at the end of August. And last year we had two trials outings, and the reason we do it slightly earlier for our academy students is it allows that timetable flexibility. So we plan those timetables first because we need those free slots on a Wednesday and Monday and Friday for you to train and play. So usual kind of trial process. We're always looking for potential rather than just saying the best players at the time, which I think is really important, and all those other characteristics that go with it that actually we feel that we can add value to you as a player. With that in mind, I'm just going to pick a question from the chat from Austin. Actually, is what level do your rugby coaches train and coach at? Do they have particular links to Harlequins, or some was a Sussex player as hopes of higher levels? Yeah, fantastic. We've I can't tell you all the qualifications that Ben has currently, but I know he's coached England schoolboys rugby. He has great links with Harlequins actually, and Chim, who's obviously the area coordinator for the EPDG, their development squad for Quins. The Quins came down and did a masterclass session with our female team actually at Worthing. And so, yeah, great links there. And I actually, I'm fortunate enough to teach some of the current professionals at Quins. So again, we've got good links with those who are coming in to do sports science lectures, the likes of Marcus Smith and the Chisholm brothers, and then there's a few others actually at Quins. So good links, and we want to pick the correct path for whoever it is. So we'll support them whatever that progress looks like. If they want to go and try and play professional rugby and get a contract, we'll help them. We'll try and help them to do that. If they want to play good club rugby somewhere, we'll help them to develop that. If they want to go on to university and play university level rugby or netball or football or basketball, we'll help them to do that. We're very much an individual support system. Emma, do you want to pick up a few?
So additional trips with the Academy of Sport. We are open to trips to local universities to experience and use some of the technology that they have, particularly around potentially the fitness testing, looking at how we can develop our fitness in different ways, and using their facilities to play some of our matches. We've got really good links with Hayes Heath Football Club to use their facilities that they've got down there. In terms of playing matches away, we will experience that, and trips, hopefully in the future when we're allowed, we can venture to foreign lands. It is something that we really want to do. It develops you as a team, and it just brings a positive aspect to the Sports Academy. How will you know if your son or daughter has a place in the academy? The coach will let you know if your son or daughter has a place in the academy that you've chosen, and to which team. I saw in the Q&As there's a couple of questions about how many teams there are for each sports academy. It is purely variant on the number of people that choose that particular sporting pathway for the sports academy. I think, Ben, unless you've got anything else to add, we are very close to the time, and I'm conscious.
I'll just do some quick ones from Q&A. So is this a course or an extracurricular option? It's an extracurricular option alongside your 3 courses. I'll just see how many I can answer quickly. How do I apply for this? Is it too late to apply for one to start in September 2021? It's not too late to apply for Hayes Heath. We've still got applications open. Just go to the website and you can go to admissions and you can start an application there. If you're interested in the academy, signpost that on your application form, signpost it at your course guidance meeting when you have that, and we will get all the other relevant information to you. Someone said, how do I get involved? This is it. This is your start. By watching this to start with now is a great first step, and then all the rest of the things we'll let you know when you need to know them. I think that's probably the main thing to say. Emma, I'll let you finish off.
Thank you. So thank you very much, everyone, for your time and taking time out of your evening to join us in our virtual sports event. Should you have any further questions that you would like to ask, all our contact information is on the website. So do feel free, if you think we've missed anything or is there anything further that you would like to know, please don't hesitate to contact us and catch up with us on social media. Thank you very much.